Hello origami students. Today we are going to make an origami monkey. They are super cute and they start out with a bird base, which you students already know how to do with ease. So these are the little monkeys we're going to make. I'm going to just scoot them out of the way so I have some folding room. And I'm going to be using a piece of yellow paper so you can see it really well. We want to start with a square of paper. If it has color on one side, we're going to start with the white side up. And we're going to get to the bird base, and I'm going to show you a shortcut for that today. Instead of folding it in half to be like a hot dog fold and a hamburger fold, we're going to fold it in half to make a triangle. And then we're going to fold it in half to make another smaller triangle, creasing well. And then our little shortcut is we can bring this right up, this little bird beak, and we can squash it right down without doing the preliminary folds. You students really know how to do that squash fold now. You don't need to have those folds done ahead of time. Make it easier for yourself. This is the part where we raise up that large triangle. Sometimes I call it the unicorn horn. And again, we're just going to squash that. Squash it down like a bird beak. And that gives us our double-edged diamond. And I have my folded edges away from me, my open edges toward me. I'm going to fold those to that center line to make the little kite shape. These students have done this so many times. You could probably do it with your eyes closed. Maybe that will be our next contest, origami with our eyes closed. So we do that on the right and the left. Then we flip it over and we do that same move on the right and the left on this side, making our folds very neat, crisping it up, and we have our little kite. Now we're going to do a preliminary fold right on that triangle, and sometimes I do it on one side and then I flip it over and I do it on the other side because there's a lot of paper there and I want a really nice preliminary fold. So now it's time for our petal fold. We're going to open up this, keep our hand on this triangle, open it up, and it reveals that shape that kind of looks like a little boat. Then we close it up. The bottom folds easily because we've already got it the right way. And we have to kind of reverse fold what's up here. So very carefully turn that fold inside out using your excellent craftsmanship skills. So we do that on one side. We flip it over and we do that same petal fold on the other side. Opening it up, keeping our hand on the triangle, opening, folding it inside out, and that gets us to the long, thin triangle, or diamond, I should say, that we call the bird base. So for those of you who were doing things with me last week, this became the crane's wings and the dragon's wings and the owl wings yesterday. Today, it's going to become our monkey. So what we're going to do next, you can see we have this little part where we've got the little like long legs. We're going to take those edges. We are going to fold them in. Now this is a very long, thin point, and it needs to be done neatly with care. This is going to become our monkey's arm. So there's one arm starting to fold. So you can see how that gives us that long, thin fold. Then we're going to flip it over, and we're going to do that fold again. So we did this for the crane, and we did it for the dragon. We did not do it for the owl. So that gives us this long, pointy shape, like this. So if this were the crane, these would be the crane's wings and the body. This is going to become our monkey's body. We're going to fold that down. Hold on, I've got to look at my directions. Kids, this is horrible. Okay, what we're going to do, I'm going to turn it over. This is what gets me. We've got the long legs here. We're going to turn this over. And so those are going to become our monkey's arms. So you have to envision them now as arms. We're going to start to make his head and body. His body is going to be this little part right here. This little flap that would be the bird's wing is going to become the monkey's head. And what we want to do is remove a little bit of the extra paper. I'm going to cut some off. Cut that right off there. And then see this wider point that goes from here to here? we want to fold that backwards, and that's going to create our monkey's face. Now you can see that this monkey has ears and a little rounded head. That's what we're going to do to this little guy. Let me fold him a little bit neater. So what we have here, we've got this very pointy edge of his little face. And what we want to do is fold this triangle back over to here. And you can see how it makes like a 90-degree angle. And then we're going to take a little bit of that point and fold it back. And that gives us our little ear. So we're just taking that point, we're folding it backwards. I'm matching it up to that line right there. But you can kind of angle it as long as we get a little ear. And then it's right there. We kind of did a similar move with the turtle when we did our turtle shell and turtle tail. And then we can see we've got the monkey's arms right here and his little legs. What we're going to do to make his legs is we're going to cut them right from the bottom, right up to his chin. Oh, kids, don't you miss the sound of that bell? I've got a long flap there. We're going to fold that backwards to make kind of a fun little leg, as if our monkey might be swinging in the trees. Kids, if you've got one of these from your monkey, you might want to remove it. I accidentally cut it, my paper. Now, for the monkey's arms, if we want it to be, like maybe we want him hanging from one arm and the other one is like reaching out, we can kind of just fold that down and fold it in half. So you're going to be able to really manipulate your monkey arms any way you want. Maybe if he's holding onto a branch, I'm going to like bend it over this way and then maybe give him a little hand. I'm just kind of doing a little inside reverse fold, kind of like what we did for the crane's beak. So there's our little monkey. And now, if you want, you can give him a little face, some little eyes, a little monkey nose, and maybe he's like yelling out a little monkey song. Who knows? So kids, that is our monkey fold. And I'm hoping to see yours this afternoon. Bye, kids.